A lot of people are, trying to learn from a various aristocratic middle class, not indulging in politics. How did Comrade Sitaram get into the vortex of politics? What was that provocation, inducement? Did anybody instigate you? What was that allurement which made you to, drift to politics?
Well,
There should be an epistemological break for that actually.
there's one aspect we must keep in mind. It sounds like a truism. You see, everybody is a product of his times, his or her times. The times in which we were growing up, that is the late 60s, early 70s, were a time full of turmoil. You see, we then belonged to what? 4% of Indian youth who were reaching higher education.
Correct, yeah.
At that time it was so small. Questions were coming up saying, why are we like this? We had talked of giving everybody education, everybody jobs at the time of independence. Bhagat Singh, all these ideas.
A lot of egalitarian.
And that idealism was also there.
Idealism was there, yeah.
He said, why 20 years down the line we have not achieved? 47, 67. Why did we not achieve even all the rhetoric that Nehru was speaking? What is the problem? That was the time when everything was being analyzed, your 5-year plans, with what Nehru used to define as the temples of modern India, your public sector, whether they were sufficient, what more to do. However, a lot of such discussions were going on and a lot of struggles were also going on. And then you had the Naxalite movement, the big division in the left, as to which is the right path, the Chinese path, the Russian path, or which way to go. And this was all happening when I was in Hyderabad, where there was no CPIM. You see, CPIM was formed in 64.
Okay.
All these discussions were taking place in 67, 68. Okay. By which time the mass organizations of the CPIM were also not formed. They were formed only in 70. And this was a period where there was no SFI for the students, no other mass organization, not even the CITU. All came in 1970. So this period in between, there was you were searching what is the alternative. So there was one person called George Reddy in Osmania University.
Okay.
He used to, in his own way, not belonging.
He was a student or a teacher?
Student.
Okay.
He was an engineering college student, and he, in his own way, he had procured Marxist capital, started, Marxism, and there was some study classes. So all these, these sort of things, as it happens in everybody's youth. But the primary question was, where did India go wrong? What is the solution for the future? And also a guilt that you are one of the 4%.
If you should contribute something.
You should contribute something. Otherwise, what the hell are you doing? It's not fair. That sort of a, personal guilt also would come out. So we were in search of that, and that was the period when this turmoil was reflected in various things. There was the urge for the ultra-left organizations, which were dominant in Hyderabad.
Did you have any fascination for such ultra-left movement?
No, in the sense that many of my colleagues and friends, they all were part of the, in the sense, not really. None of us understood
nobody knew about it actually.
None of us really understood then what were the fundamental differences between CPI, CPIM and ML, etc. But the question was something needs to be done.